I'm not hearing you, Dakota.
Check test number 2. Let's do a brief audio and visual check. I got to get Jay in here. Give me just one moment. Man, what a Monday. What a Monday night. I got almost everything correct. Almost everything. Let's get you in here, Jay. Give me just one moment. One moment. We got your charts. We don't have you. Looks good. Sounds good. There we
There
go.
I am.
How are you, Jay? How was your trading day?
Doing good, man. Trading day was all right. Traded pretty well in fast markets. I locked myself out before all of the volatility. Had a short in crude that would have played out if I let it. Crude had a very nice sell-off, but I was already locked out by that point. But good day overall. Made about 50 points in the Nasdaq, and can't complain about that. How was yours, man?
Me too. Last night, and we'll go over it in a little bit after we do the rapid fire chat. Last night, we had that big gap down. We had a pullback, nice little rally from the lows. I had a setup. We were at a level of resistance. I shorted, and it was 6 micros, so it was a smaller position, wider stop. And when I woke up, market just kept going up, man. Just going up, up, up. We traded fast markets together. Did really well in fast markets, to be honest. I had that one trade that I locked in 200 points. 200 points on that one. And then closed that, left, got some lunch, came back, and man, the market straight back up. So what a crazy market. Let me get started by I've stopped depending on the Nightbot. Stop depending on the Nightbot. So in the YouTube chat, everybody, there's that Top Step risk disclosure. As always, everything we say and talk about is for educational purposes only. It is not a signals class, and it is not financial advice. Now, what are you looking at tonight, Jay? I know there's a lot happening. There's a lot of Fed speakers. We have PAL testimony. What's your thoughts? We're sharing your charts, so yeah, hit me with it.
Yeah, my charts are up right now. This looks like a market that is very strong. We've been using the word resilient all day, and resilient markets. Now we are about 600 points from the all-time high in the Nasdaq, which is about little less than 3%, and a little bit of a rally to start the session so far. I was potentially looking for a short near these 222.50s. We've already pulled back from there. We got a little extended from VWAP, but I'm looking for opportunities to buy this market longer term, right? If I'm short, it's probably a scalp. If I am buying, it's looking to continue the trend that we've been in. With all of the negative news and things that have come out, it hasn't really affected the equity markets negatively. So I'm looking for places to buy, if at all, trading them.
Looking for places to buy. I know when we were at the Cubs game, man, that billboard advertising QQQ. What is the QQQ?
Yep.
The Nasdaq, right? So how many advertisements, how much marketing dollars are they spending advertising QQQ, pumping it up? Everybody with a phone could invest, right? Robinhood. I mean, the ability to invest now is just so, the access is just so easy, right? And if they're advertising QQQ, like they're pumping it. They're pumping it. It might just be you with some screen freezing, but I am. With all that being said, I'm short the Nasdaq.
Let's go.
Let's freaking go. Let me switch it over my screen and I'll do the rapid fire. I gotta explain. I gotta explain this short, but we're sitting here talking about pumping it up and advertising and buying it, and then here I am. Fuck it, short.
I made my money to the short side today. Also, right? We're day trading these accounts, so.
Exactly. Long term and scalps can be two different things. Even though I get so much crap, but I don't mind it. I love it. If you talk crap, always got to be able to take it. But anyway, let me switch to my chart. I'll kind of show the chat what I am looking at on my short. There you go. There it is. So let's take a look at the daily. Let's look at the daily first. look at this daily. Nothing's holding this market. We've been kind of in a zone, in a consolidation zone. Today we had that nice, huge rally. And then tonight, we're even seeing another nice rally tonight. We're up what? 0.75%? We're up 0.75%, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and now there's not really much. We are near these highs from back on June 11th, near the highs. We're not at that high, but we're at a decent resistance zone. If I'm looking at this to be a resistance zone, we could break through it and have another leg higher, which, if I wake up and the markets continue to be up, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to be on fast markets tomorrow morning. But really what I'm liking was on the hourly chart and the 5-minute charts. All right, so we rallied up to 22, what was the high? Like 250s, right? You can see where there was some resistance. Maybe this might be a little bit too tight of stop. I'm going to widen it up just a little bit. Risk about $1,000 on that one. You can see over here, this is an hourly chart. There's some resistance back on June 11th, right around 280s. I wouldn't mind this market going to 280s. That's why I have my stop loss there. But then if we take a look at this 5-minute chart, and this is why I am in this short, is look at that rally. Look at that rally off of the open tonight. I mean, nice 150 points, a little bit of a pullback, and overall about 200 points. We're up 0.75%. So I'm looking for this market. It's not a big trade where I'm going to hold overnight. Maybe we'll look for these 211s, maybe a retest of 200, and then maybe a longer target for 175s, somewhere down that level. And yeah, let's see. If we do start to break down below this 220s, then I'll tighten that stop back up to 250. Thoughts on this, Jay? What are you looking at on the NASDAQ?
Yeah, I mean, I could see the short playing out. You're looking at 170s. VWAP is at 22,200s. I could see that as a target here. I don't see a trade if I wasn't already in one right now. But yeah, here we go.
Dang.
Nice little 12-point drop right there. Let's see if it sustains. But VWAP at 22,200 would be the first spot I'd look at as a management of this trade. Looking pretty good though. What price are you short from?
230 in this account.
230. Okay. I took I guess I closed it. Like I said, I was looking for a short earlier up near 250s. I didn't take it. I think I took it in a practice account just to measure out the risk. And it already left me by that point, but I do like this trade. Because it's, like I said, it's giving me, I'm looking for an opportunity to buy these markets, right? And I don't want to buy it in the middle of this consolidation that we've had, because it does feel like it can go and test VWAP. So I'm kind of welcoming a pullback here to get a better price for a long.
So you're looking for a pullback to buy this?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe down to 190s.
190s. I'd be okay with that. I'm okay with that as well.
Looking for a pullback to 190s.
Yeah, I want to see 200s. 200s.
I know there was headlines coming out. There was a ceasefire between Israel and Iran, but it seems like I just had CNN up real quick, and they said after the president announced there was a ceasefire, there were missiles that were launched. So I don't know how valid those statements are. Again, we're getting news from different news sources in real time, but doesn't seem like there is a ceasefire yet, at least.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, let's clear this up for the haters in the YouTube chat real quick. Switch it to my charts. I am short in my live account. Look, live account.
Oh, wow.
2185. I just don't like to talk about it, and I've been focusing on the combine. You don't need to sit here and follow that. Same account I've had for over, it's going to be a year, man. One account, one live account, over a year. So, yeah, there you go. If you guys really want to pay attention or care about that very much. I talk about simulated accounts. I'm not against simulated accounts. I think they're very useful. I use them. You use them. Everybody who's a a professional trader, goes back to them when they're struggling. But yeah, it's two different things. That's people take what I say out of context so often, man. So often. Yeah, count shouldn't matter. It's about helping traders, the process, execution. If I place a trade, I'm willing to post it, talk about it, and I'm willing to take the crap that comes with it. And it shouldn't matter.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and start yelling at people saying, "Look, I'm the best ever."
Nope. Just trading a trade. Vols 2005 says, I need to take a break. I watch your trades, and bro, you need to take some time off. Clear your head. My head's pretty clear right now. Had a pretty good day today. Had a pretty good day Thursday. I think my only losing day in the past 7 days was last Wednesday. So I'm feeling pretty good.
How was your head last week?
Pretty good. Pretty good. He says I'm not trolling, just saying take a day or two off. I feel pretty good, but if there's something that you're seeing, I know I took some losing trades on the stream today. I took some winning trades as well.
I mean,
yeah, I think I'm okay.
Was last week considered a day off? Was it? I mean,
yeah.
I don't remember the last time I stayed up that late, and we went to bed when the personal chef was showing up.
Right. Yeah, last week was a week off. Last week was a week off. I would call that a week off, right? Where we still took some trades, but I wasn't like actively sitting at my desk. Was pretty much trading from my phone the entire time outside of the office. And it was a good week. It was a good week, man. I feel like I'm in a pretty good place with my trading right now. Just staying focused and taking setups.
This market's starting to bounce. We got to those 215s and we're bouncing right back up to those 230s. We see no follow through below 220s. No follow through yet.
Yeah, not yet at least. No follow through to the upside either. It's kind of just hanging around here.
I don't mind. I mean, that's kind of we have the luxury, Jay, of having the outside looking in. And
yeah,
so
no, for sure.
If there's actually good criticism or good constructive conversation, which, like for example, like hey, I noticed a lot of, and when we talked about it at the trader meetup, right? Traders who are in the chat who come frequently that are good and having good conversation. They're like, hey, I've noticed you've been doing this and this. It's like, maybe you're right because you guys are seeing this live. I show everything. We talk about it. I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly too. And perspectives.
No, if someone would have told me to take a day off in April, I would have said, thank you, friend. I'm gonna listen to you.
Yeah,
because April was rough. But yeah, now I feel like I'm in a good place now. But I appreciate it. Like you said, we have traders who are watching us, and sometimes somebody sees better than you see for yourself. So I appreciate that. It's pretty cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for the in-person trading studio, man.
Yep.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna like how nice was that? You were just all three of us right there forward with JD, and then Baron pulled up statistics, and we were able to just like, hey, come over here, take a look at this. And then he was watching something. We were able to see what he was doing. We didn't have to worry about switching, screens. We were able to see all four of the screens, what he was looking at. You'll be able to talk through that. I think there's going to be some amazing things showing up in these trader meetups. It's going to help me. It's going to help everybody that shows up to it to have those good conversations. I'm excited. Baron is a great trader, and there's probably a lot that I could also learn from him as well.
Oh, for sure.
I know we talk shit, but at the end of the day,
Baron's good at what he does, man.
Yeah, I'm always open to learning. Always.
Yeah, he is good at what he does. What about gold?
Oh, something's going on here. We're seeing some movement.
Getting a nice pullback here. Working in your favor.
My finger's on the button. Can we see a 100-point flush just for me?
Did we get some news? Try to pull up financial juice on the side just to make sure we're seeing anything that comes out.
Okay. Yeah, chat's usually really fast at the trigger. Messi 1-4-1. Chat. So whoa. Get out a
Oh,
couple right
whoa.
there. Oh. What is going on? Jay, seeing anything on that end?
That was right. I'm not seeing any news. That was right to VWAP. That was the pullback I was looking for. You got to have an entry in if you're going to catch something like that. But
I tried to join bid and it didn't fill.
yeah, you got to have an entry in the books to get that trade. Right down to VWAP. Those 200s bounced 20 points almost instantly. You took some off.
No. I tried to join bid and it didn't fill.
Gotcha.
Let's see if we could get another push back down towards that 200 level.
Iran's Aragchi, I don't know how to say that name, discusses ceasefire in post on X. So maybe there is a ceasefire. Wow, that was a quick move.
That was 30 points down and up.
Trump announces ceasefire on Truth Social. I know he announced it maybe like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
This is when we need Eddie.
Yeah, where's Eddie at, man? Where's Eddie at? We're still just kind of chopping around these 220s.
Okay, so here we go. Syed, I'm going to butcher this last name, but Aragachi. As Iran has repeatedly made clear, Israel launched war, not the other way around. As of now, there's no agreement on any ceasefire. However, provided that the regime stops its aggression, we have no intention to continue our response afterwards. Okay, so he's basically saying with no agreement yet, but he's saying Israel is the aggressor. If Israel stops, then Iran will stop as well. The final decision on cessation of our military operations will be made later. So no official ceasefire yet. I don't know how to say that last name. My bad. I'm messing it up. But
So just a whole lot of nothing then is what I'm getting at.
yep, similar to we made a deal with the tariff stuff, but there was never any confirmation of that deal.
I'm just gonna
Seeing a
bail.
pop here though.
I'm out. I'm bailed.
Yeah.
I bailed. $150. Not worth being in. Yeah, we didn't find any follow through. If I would have had to take profit down there, man, that would have been nice.
Yeah. That's the long I was looking for right off of VWAP 200s.
Did you
I
take
just
it?
no, I would have had to have an order in, right? Or because I'm sure there was some slippage if you just market it in there.
Yeah.
The way we bounced 20 points. So no entry. It's a trade I'm looking for. See if we'll find another one.
Yeah, up $150.
Nice.
Unfortunate that happened way too fast. I mean, quicker than I had my finger on the freaking trigger. As soon as it popped down, I hit join bid. Should have just marketed out a couple of them.
Yeah, that was quick. And moves like that, you wonder, hey, is this going to continue to the downside? A lot of times we'll see them fade, but
Yeah, look at it popping here. I'm happy with that.
Alok is saying, could today be an all-time high? It could be. It could be. We would need from settlement to the highs. We would need to have a 3.5% up day. It's not out of the question. 780 points in the Nasdaq. Today's range was about 580, 540. So it's not out of the question.
How far are we from all-time highs, you said?
2.5%. So
Yeah, that's not.
2.25%. So 633 points from right here.
We could be there by Friday, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad I
we
got
could be
out
there
of
by
that.
Friday. Yeah, that was a nice quick pop.
Yeah, let me see. Let me make sure. Let me get some music popping off. Let me know if it's too loud for you, Jay, or if you could actually hear it.
I can hear it on my side.
Okay, how about you, chat? Yeah, I gotta get some better music than that. Let me see. All right. Oh. How'd you catch up new so fast? What do you mean? What do you mean? Some lounge music?
So how I'm catching up with the news? One, it's chat, right? Chat is usually quick to put a headline out there, and then for us, I'm gonna verify it. I do have Financial Juice up on the side, and then I'll check Twitter as well. But it's usually Financial Juice.
Sal Pimet, I'm gonna butcher this. Is Dakota, you lost 2,000 even after the news came out. That was not realized. Like, for anything to happen, the fact that we just wicked down and straight back up in what, 1 second? I was trying to close for take profit. That's completely irrelevant. It's like, oh, sure, nice. It would be nice to have a pending order, but things like that happen. We're just in a trade and a random headline hits and moves the markets. Let's take a look at gold, shall we?
Let's take a look at gold.
Let's take a look. I'll switch to my charts. I'm going to do a little review from my end. We did run liquidity below 350s. That was the day low. So tonight we broke through. We went to 347, and now we're starting to rally. Did we buy this dip in gold, Jay?
It's a good question. Where did we just hit on the daily? Yes, we held the daily 50 moving average down at 52, 53. Yeah, it looks like a decent buy here. Looks like a decent buy. 10 points ago.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, when it was down at 350.
Right.
We've been just rallying every 5 minutes since, but we still have 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Maybe look for a pullback to get in long.
Let's see.
We've seen a lot of volatility today in gold.
Yeah, we really did.
Could this be a short, Jay? We are up against these, 360s. That was some nice support earlier, and this was support. Is support going to become resistance again? And are we going to see a pullback? Maybe if we do get down to the 360, 357, maybe this support level over here around that level. I could see some longs. I could definitely see some longs around the upper 350s.
Upper 350s. Yeah.
What do you see in gold?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't really see a trade in gold right now. The one trade I did see, I freaking missed it with that NASDAQ long. But let's see. I'd want to see gold test 60 again if I'm looking for a long here. Because like you said, we could very easily just reject right here. Let me see something real quick. If I took a short in gold right now, yeah, I would have to risk about $800 on a mini.
Micro?
Yeah, micro would be $80. I don't mind that trade. I don't mind that trade. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing a trade yet here in gold. Maybe a short at 75s. Short up near 75s. Just to, improve the risk to reward.
Okay. Someone says the 1 hour is a hammer on gold.
It is.
Yeah, I'd like to buy a pullback. If we get a pullback in gold, I'd like a long. You're short. In practice.
Yeah, I was just measuring the risk.
Okay.
This is just a practice. I'll switch back over.
That's a great use for a practice account, right? Just hop in, place an order, measure points.
Yep.
That's one way to do it.
Except for when it just goes without you. I made my practice account today. I made 17 grand doing that on trades that I was measuring out for my XFA. Not even over leveraging, just so. As long as you're okay with dealing with those emotions.
If you can deal with them.
Yep. I do like the short side here in gold. Down to those 55s you were talking about,
Yeah.
maybe 60s.
What are your favorite two markets, man?
Mine, I would say the Nasdaq and Nasdaq and gold. Nasdaq and gold.
What happened to ES?
I still look at the AS. I still look at it. I think the fact that the ATR came down in the Nasdaq, it feels a little bit more comfortable trading it now. I still watch the ES. I have it up on a screen right here, actually, right in front of me.
Okay. Speaking of gold, there's Aaron trades.
What up? What's going on, Aaron?
How are you, Aaron? Where are you at now? I know you were in, what is it, Australia or New Zealand for a little bit, London. I know you've been traveling.
All over the world.
All
over the world. Richard Harris says, I made my biggest trade today. Good stuff, Richard Harris. Congratulations. Yeah, Coach Hoop, that's right. He was just in Bali having Aaron just had a retreat in Bali. Dakota, I think we need to figure out how to get to the next one.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, let's figure that out.
Here's that 8 p.m. central volume spike in gold to the upside.
Okay.
You end up getting in longer.
Nope. I'm gonna wait for it to settle down a little bit.
Yep.
The Gold Coast. You're back in the Gold Coast. Where's the gold? What's the Gold Coast?
I think that's Australia, right? I'm short one in gold.
Okay. I'm eyeballing a short scalp to the Nasdaq. It's Australia. Okay. Queensland. Aaron, are you from Australia? We need to get Aaron out here.
Oh, yeah.
Would he be one that we could, the Trader House?
For sure. Aaron could teach us how to trade and travel since he does it all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna try a little short here on gold, or not gold, Nasdaq again.
Okay.
Let's see if we could get a push back down to the 200 evens. There you go. Here's my short chat. You guys want to watch it? There's the short. And then Jay, you're trading
Short gold. Up about 20 ticks right now. This might just be a quick scalp. Build a little buffer for the for fast markets tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's see. We're testing yesterday or Monday's price action low right now. So see if we get some follow through here.
Ooh, I like this. This is not too bad of a song. Add that song to the playlist.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna take at least 10 ticks on this gold trade. Move my profit target out of the way. Like I said, taking this as a quick little scalp, looking for a move down to 60s. We're getting it here. We're seeing a little bit of hesitation near yesterday's low, so I want to secure some profits. Only taking a one lot on this, so got to think whole position on it. But
nice trade, man. Nice trade on gold.
Thanks. Thank you, sir.
NASDAQ.
And you're short the NASDAQ, right?
Yeah, I'm short the NASDAQ. It's so far going in my favor. We're hesitating here at the 215s, 216s. Nice little support level. If we could break, I want to see a retest to the 200 evens. Just watching. Let's get a flush. Are you looking to long gold now that we sold off a little bit?
No, I'm thinking of why I'm choking this trade.
What do you mean choking?
You know, I'm just gonna take this off. I'm out.
What do you mean choking this trade?
Over managing it a little bit. So I'm out. I took $100. Over managed that one a little bit, so I'm out.
I'm actually that was kind of the back of my head when I closed out of this short trade at the beginning, because if I would have let it played out, I would still have been short my original entry at 235. But now here I am, in the same position, same everything. It's now my entries at 23, 10, 12 points lower. But this is that one where it's like, without hindsight, right? With hindsight, you could say, oh man, I should have never cut it. With hindsight, you're like, oh dang. With hindsight, you should have said you should have never cut it, right? Without hindsight, at the moment when we had that news headline hit where we spiked all the way down to my take profit, I didn't have a take profit in. I tried to get out, but my joined bid was not getting filled. And then we spiked all the way up to these 40s. I was happy to just get out with profits. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Jay? Like, because I'm thinking the same thing through what you did.
Yeah, there were too many thoughts about that trade, and I think usually for me, and Revax put it in the chat, so insecure. I don't think it's that. I think it's what it looks like when I don't truly love a trade idea, and I'm trying to convince myself to like it. If this trade just sells off, then it is what it is. I made a decision; it's already done. But I was making way too many decisions about if I wanted to really accept the risk on that trade. Perfect example of a trade that I'm extremely confident in. I took that short in the NASDAQ with you this morning, Dakota, and we were short. I was short from 977, got short pretty late and sat through 30 points of drawdown and never thought about touching that trade at all, right? So for me, I recognize when my psychology goes to overthinking and I just get out of a trade. That NASDAQ trade, I had pretty high conviction in that one. And if you look at it, I know there were some traders in the chat. I saw one comment specifically that said, you guys are literally always wrong. And I was in short from 977. If you look at it, we held that trade. It could have been a 230 point trade. I think I took maybe 50 points out of it. So it's knowing what my playbook says and feeling comfortable in the trades that I take from there. If you look at this gold trade, it'd be right back to scratch, right back to break even. This isn't a high probability. This is probably a C- trade at best if I look at my playbook, so I'm okay cutting it.
Always wrong, man. I had a 200 point banker. We were both green during the New York session.
What are you gonna do?
It's like, it's one of those. It's a trader mindset, right? You pick and choose what you want to see, what you want to say. That goes with what your opinion is. It's like, oh my gosh, what is this? What? It's like you could box for an hour and you could go through and pick only the highlights that make you look good. You could also go through and pick only the highlights that make you look bad. It's the same thing. You watch somebody all day, you could eventually find a trade that they're in drawdown. Even if they've had 100% winners, you could find a trade where they were in drawdown for 5 points, take a screenshot, talk trash.
Yep.
It's just,
yeah.
It
is what it is.
What I love is most of those traders that we met at the meetup, man.
Don't even chat.
Some of the
They're
better
just here
traders,
listening. So we're here for them.
chat. We're here for them.
We are here for them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, and right now I'm happy I cut that, right? Because right now I'd be hoping that this market was still moving lower when it's not. And if we look at this gold trade, VWAP from the low of the day so far is a support right at those 60s, 61. So good cut right now. And I could always get back into this trade. Made $76.76 in about 3 minutes. I'll take it. take it.
All right, I'm gonna cut this one. I'm gonna take the $1,000 loss. So minus 1,000. I might get back into it, and let's get back into gold. I want to get back into what I was doing at the very beginning. So minus 1,000, and let's watch some gold. We got that pullback in gold, man, and
Yeah.
we got it to 62, 61, and we didn't buy it.
No, I didn't buy it. I was looking to sell. Was looking to sell. What's your target to the upside?
On gold, I mean, it's for my first targets can be these 74s, 74, 75,
Okay.
and then I say go back up and test maybe
3,400
even. Yeah, that could be a possibility. What time frame is your favorite?
3 minute, 30 minute. I've been looking at tick charts a lot more recently, but 3 minute and a 30 minute.
Ooh, why tick charts? Why the tick charts, man?
It kind of, I don't know. It kind of helps visualize the movement of the market a little bit cleaner than time charts. So I've been looking at on the Nasdaq. I've been looking at a 500 tick chart specifically. 500 tick chart on the
500
Nasdaq.
tick chart in the Nasdaq. Who was it? Someone else was watching like 1,000 tick chart or 2,000 tick
Mo.
chart. Was it Mo?
Mohammed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was scalping with it, right?
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, so I still keep, like, right now on the screen that I have up that's on Quant Tower, the Nasdaq is sitting on a 500 tick chart, and it just looks cleaner. I'm still reading the volume and everything else on a 3 minute, but I do like that 500 tick chart. Here's your re-entry if you want in gold here.
Yeah, I'm watching gold now. I switched back to this. Not my live. Took $1,000 loss in my live, and I'm gonna just be done with that one for now. So back to this. Let's see if we could get a trade on gold. I don't want to just buy it for no reason. Let's see if we could get some type of support. I would love to see it go back down to these upper 50s, like 58s, maybe 60, and then find the reversal. But as you were saying that, we're finding some buyers.
So, pretty chill music to trade to.
Slow markets, man.
Yep. Kayshen says, thoughts on why gold and oil fell when Iran was attacking U.S. bases? It's a great question. Coach Paul and I talked about that a little bit during At the Buzzer. When you think about war in the Middle East, my thoughts, and chat, you probably have some similar thoughts, are oil should be rallying, right, when this is the case, and it's not happening. So thoughts on why? Coach Paul had some suggestions on, if the Straits of Hormuz close, that has a lot of the Chinese oil moves through that strait, so that could be the case.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
be honest with you, I don't know, right? So that's why, and I posted it on X on Twitter the other day and said, with all the fundamental stuff that's coming out, trade what the charts are telling you technically, because fundamentally that sounds like a buy in crude oil, and we sold off 9% on the day, so it's hard to say.
Interesting. Yeah.
What do you
I
think?
mean,
What do you think, Dakota?
at this point, it's tough to say. It's like how many people are trading. The fact that we have such efficient markets, right? Algorithms, computers executing orders at the speed of, like, what's the fact? Like nanoseconds, digesting
Right.
all the data. I mean, major firms with billions of dollars have probably boots on the ground, high tech, news feed they're getting all the data before we even get it. Like by the time we get it to it, and it's not new, right? It's that same thing. Buy the rumor, sell the news. I think we're seeing that happen, right? By the time we learn about it, the trade's already done. So that could be a big possibility, and that's probably what we're seeing.
Chat's also bringing it up that the president did say, don't buy oil. I think he posted on Truth Social. Everyone, keep oil prices down. I'm watching. You're playing right into the hands of the enemy. Don't do it. And that was right before the sell-off. So maybe similar to how he said, better buy stocks, and we've been rallying ever since. After those comments, we see crude sell-off. So
just follow the Trump signal, right? If he tweets,
that's really
don't buy gold, buy NASDAQ, or buy stocks now, or whatever. That tends to be so far this year the right play.
It's worked. You're good for a 10% move to the downside in crude oil. So, hey, not financial advice, but if you see me blindly take a trade one day, you know why.
It's like, why did you take that trade? Just a tweet somewhere. Just a tweet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into a long gold right here. Yep, gonna take that long gold. Let's see if we could find a nice little scalp here. Back up to those mid 60s.
What price you get long from?
62.9. 62.9.
Okay.
CYA's
Nice
just
trade
rolled
so
that
far.
little pivot. It's at we'll do 60.2. I'll go for a nice little 1-to-1.
Yeah, we were holding that low from Monday's price action. 61.4.
If we can
pretty
break
good.
through these upper 60s, I mean, there is a nice little. If we could break through this, break through 69, we could get a lot of momentum. This is probably going to be a trade where if we do get there, wish he was in multiple contracts, right? To take profit on one or two and then hold one as a runner. But I'm only in one, so it'd be all in, all out. How's the NASDAQ pushing? Am I happy I cut it? Yeah. Yeah, 2 trades in the NASDAQ. That's unfortunate. Minus 1,000, but could have been up $3,000 if I had to take profit there, man. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And now we.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, here we are pushing highs. Might even consider a long to break through that. 22,300 is really close. Let's get back on this gold. There you go. They're already at a 1-to-1.
Nice trade. Chat, what are you guys in? Anybody in a trade in the chat? Kind of just hanging out, enjoying the vibes, watching me Dakota trade. Micro Bitcoin moving pretty nice. Traded at 100,000 earlier today, and rallied pretty strong off that 100,000 level.
Ooh. I almost bought Bitcoin, dude, when we dropped down to like, what was it, 79,000 or 80,000?
Oh yeah,
I was eyeing it for like months, like 3 or 4 months when we were chopping around 100,000. I'm like, man, if we get down to this level, it's tempting. Well, we got down there really close, and it didn't give a lot of time. And it's just one of those things where it's like, good trades don't have a lot of time.
don't last
right?
long.
Yeah, don't last long. And that's what it was. And then next thing I know, Bitcoin just ripping higher. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. There's a lot of those in trading. How many missed opportunities? I remember when Bitcoin was breaking through the $100 mark, the $200 mark, $1,000 mark. How many woulda, coulda, shouldas on that?
Man, right. Yeah, I had a woulda, coulda, shoulda today. If I had a bid in at 22,200s in the NASDAQ, I'd be up right now 50 points. But Next trade mode. We got some traders in chat in traders in trades though. A couple traders long the Nasdaq, a couple long gold. Been long gold, nice. A couple short gold.
Yeah. Hey, there's Nick in the chat. Hey, Dakota and Jay, was amazing meeting you guys. Was amazing meeting you guys at the Top Step meet. Can't wait for another one. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, Mick.
Man, it was fun.
Nick.
It's crowded. Like you heard the team say, next meetup, bigger venue, more people.
Yep. Nice meeting you, Nick.
Yeah. Took so many pictures, man. Had so much fun.
Yeah, some of those pictures I was hoping they don't come out.
I know. Our eyes are closed, red eyes.
Yeah. After a couple of drinks, you don't look as photogenic.
It's like, hey, you want a picture? All right.
Yeah, let's take a picture. The internet is forever.
Internet is forever. Oh man, wait till the videos come out. That's gonna be a long approval list.
Yeah, it is. Who won in 101 basketball? We didn't get to play. We had to postpone the game. We did have some other competitions though. We'll wait until the video comes out. A little friendly competition, but we'll wait until the video comes out so you guys can see those.
I know that rain kind of put a little bit of a damper on it, and then staying up all night. Yeah.
Yep.
That's.
When do the videos come out? That's a good question. So we worked with a great video production team that is putting it all together, and we're thinking maybe end of summer. Depends on how quickly they work with it. Ultimately, we want it to be entertaining for you guys. So I'm sure the team will put it together and turn it around as fast as they can.
Yeah, we submitted
great team though.
Like all the raw footage has been like, yeah. It's gonna be amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it looks like, what the finishing touch is. And this gold long is playing pretty well so far.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah. This is where I would close about one or two contracts if I was in multiple. Holding this, I'm already at a 2-to-1. Already at 2-to-1. Yeah, we're tied in the 1-on-1 basketball, Jay. 0-0.
Tied 0-0. We did see the bean up from a rooftop, but then it started crazy thunderstorm, so we ended up going home. But I think Baron got a picture of it, so it counts.
That counts.
Gold long looking pretty good.
I know. We're testing those upper 60s here. I think we can see a follow through and push.
Chat, what looked like a lack of confidence in my gold trade was a signal. Didn't feel good. I could feel it. And that's maybe not the greatest indicator because you can't teach someone else, but sometimes it's intuition. And like I said, with that NASDAQ trade I took earlier today, we were mid-conversation. I was down $800 and didn't even think about that trade. This gold one, I had a feeling this was going to be a loser, so take it off.
Okay, bringing up intuition, Jay. I got to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What percentage or how much do you believe trading is intuition versus is it mechanical?
I'd say it's a good question. What percentage is intuition? What percentage should be intuition?
Yeah, or
and I also
how
think
do you see it? Because I think everyone has their own opinions, and my answer is it depends, right? But let's open up that conversation.
Right. So I think the more trading experience you have, as long as you're following the same process, then the amount of intuition increases for your trades because it's hey, I've seen this before. I would say maybe 30%. I hope I'm thinking about this right. But yeah, I think for most traders, it probably shouldn't be intuition. I think it should be some type of process-driven approach. and then your intuition leads you to implementing a process.
Yeah, I think for me, it depends so much on the type of trader you are, right? Because obviously, if you're
that's true.
trading, Coach Robert, right, or some of the traders that use an algo or a bot to help them execute trades, what intuition is an algorithm? Maybe when to run it, right? Like, yeah, maybe this is when I'm going to run it, or I don't know. Like Andrew said, maybe less than 5%. Very, very small. You have to have a very mechanical execution. I think there's some intuition when it comes to risk management, like you said.
Yep.
If you've watched these markets long enough, and if you've spent enough screen time, then you can start to tell, like, man, this trade's taking too long, cut it. Or seen this before, cut it. So I think getting out of trades and managing risk, there's a little bit more intuition. But when it comes to just like, hey, this is my setup, this is this, it's going to be a lot less intuition. And someone says, if you say intuition, you're not profitable. That's wrong. That's completely wrong.
So there's a follow-up question. The follow-up comment to that: intuition as the majority. They clarified that. If you say intuition as the majority.
Intuition as the majority, sure. Yeah, someone should never just purely depend on intuition to trade these markets.
No. If it's solely intuition, then yeah, you're
done.
telling
Yeah,
yourself something that is not true.
It's a matter of time, right? It's like, okay,
Right.
you might get lucky, or hey, I'm intuition buying dips this year or this month. Yeah, of course, of course, this market
Right.
been buy the dip market. Over a long sample size, over the long period of time, intuition will hurt you more than it does, more than it helps. But I have some intuition into my trading when it comes to, like, maybe the risk management, size position, based off of what I've seen in these markets. But I can admit, intuition has hurt me more than it's helped.
Do you think you use yours more getting into trades than managing them?
I like to say getting out of trades, managing
Getting out of
risk.
trades.
Yeah. I don't want to say, oh man, I feel like it's gonna sell off, or I feel like this. Like, you need to have, like, you're not gonna go into a courtroom and be like, yeah, I feel like this or this. Like, you have some solid evidence and data-backed statistics when you're placing trades. Barron uses statistics all the time in his trades.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he uses the stats to manage his trades, right? Where we saw him in the office, he was looking at, like, initial balance extensions, and he's saying, okay, there's a 90% chance that the market's going to hit this level, so I'm going to manage my trade. Then now the next level, there's an 85% chance that it's going to hit it, so I'll take X amount of the position to that level, which, it's been working for him. It's been working for him.
Yeah. And yeah, let's go through Coach Shay that you messaged that. So yeah, Richard Harris said it takes thousands of hours to build market intuition, and I could even say you could spend your whole life watching these markets, maybe gain a little bit of intuition, and the market changes. And you just have to adapt. But yeah, very minimal intuition. This gold trade, I'm still liking it. I might just move my stop loss. Not yet. I'm gonna postpone. I was gonna move it below. You can see these pivots here on the 1 minute chart. We have these little pivots. I'm gonna wait, see if we can break back through these 67s, 67.5. If we do, then I'll start moving my stop loss. I'm at a 1-to-1. This is the negative side of only being in one contract. You have to be.
I did that to myself all day, man. I did that to myself all day. I'm like, just trade more than one, or trade micros.
Yeah.
So you can scale in and out.
The more data collect, the more confident in the alpha that is presented when it is optimal to run in your framework. Love that. I love that. That's a great statement. The more data you collect, the more confident in the alpha that is presented when it's optimal to run your framework. That's the same with you might have to help me with the names, but one guy has like a bunch of different trading algorithms or bots that he uses to scalp, and each one of them have different market conditions, different times of days.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. Who was that on the show? Chat will know. We had him on the show a couple months ago.
Yeah, I'm not
Damn, I
sure,
can't remember his name.
but yeah, more data definitely helps with. Hey, when's the optimum
For
time
sure.
to trade?
Yeah, 100%. This is why, like, for slow markets trades, this is not my most optimal time to trade unless there is some serious volume coming in. Because someone was asking, Solomon Dunn was asking, "What's your strategy?" My strategy is based on volume and momentum, right? So, this isn't the most optimal for me. So you won't see me getting super
Wait,
aggressive
wait,
during
wait.
these times.
No,
What'd you
keep
say?
going then. I'm gonna run and go get a drink.
All right, yeah. You won't see me getting super aggressive during these times because there's less volume, and my trading strategy is built around, volume, momentum, and follow through. So, know when the best time to run your business is. My strategy is YOLO long. Well, Chris, if you YOLO long at the right locations, then maybe it works. But make sure you manage your risk. Is 3-minute a good correlation to 500 tick? Is that why you use it? Is it a good correlation to the 500 tick? I guess it's pretty close. I can pull up well, Dakota has his charts up right now, but
I got you.
we can
man.
pull up. Oh, good.
Yeah. Let me see. Man, I did a two a day today to
Oh, yeah?
try and shake off all of the cobwebs from last week. Man, it was rough. It was
How'd that go?
rough
Yeah,
today.
I'm sure.
I was like, what am I doing? You take like a 4 or 5 day break from the gym and boxing, and you try and get back to what you were at. Nope. I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Yeah, that is tough. All right, so let's look at a 500 tick chart compared to a 3-minute chart. And a 500 tick is just a little more granular than a 3-minute chart, right? If I look at this here, this area, this 3-minute chart, 3-minute candle, we'll take off extend to the right. That's the area there. So 500 tick is just a little bit more granular. What I've been doing, kind of playing around with, is entries off of a moving average. On the 500 tick, you can see once we start to trend, it pretty clean pullbacks on the 500 tick to this green line. So just something I'm experimenting. Like I said, I still do all my analysis on a 3-minute and 30-minute. But once we start to trend, this is where my entries are coming from. So that short we took earlier today was after the 20 moving average crossed below the 50 on the 500 tick, and I was comfortable holding it because we were kind of braiding around each other. And then watching the volume on the 3-minute.
Yeah, I cut this short. I cut this gold short.
Okay. Just not seeing any follow through up there.
Nope. That was scratch. A whole lot of nothing, man. Have you been watching? What was it? What is that one market you watched for a little bit? It was precious metal.
Platinum?
Platinum.
Yeah, it's up 0.8% right now. Platinum is weird though because it settles at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Central, so it's up 8.8%. But for the session so far, it really hasn't done anything. Kind of just chopping around. Might be a decent short here actually, on a higher time frame. Just looking at this 1300 level.
Okay.
Let's take a look here. See, what is this practice? I'm up $300 in a practice account. Just put that on in your regular account. Yeah, I wouldn't mind shorting platinum at 1300.
Do you know how many times I've told that to myself? Man, I'm just destroying
put it on
in
the
my
regular account.
practice account. Why am I not doing it?
Right. What? I
part
don't
of
even know what trade that is.
That's
It's gold.
the struggle we
It's
go
gold.
through as traders as well, man.
Yep. Here's a good question, William. What was the aha moment that changed everything for you in trading? Was it more strategy or psyche? It's definitely psyche. I've seen and worked with the VIP traders that we have and I've worked with 100 VIP traders in the last 2 seasons. All of them have great strategies. And all of them, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I could see how that strategy could work. I could see how I can implement that. But until you believe it, doesn't matter what strategy you use. There's literally millions of ways you could approach the market. But until you get your mindset right about what you have to do and who you have to be to do it, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, I have a follow-up question to that. How important is confidence in your trading? Or that you seem, so I've been a VIP coach for 1 season, 50 traders. You've been a VIP coach for 100 traders, 2 seasons. How much have you seen confidence play a role?
It's extremely important, but if it's pushing the line of ego, then I think it's dangerous. But it's extremely important, right? We have to be confident every day when I take a trade on the stream and somebody's just like, oh, this trade sucks, I'm going to fade this guy, to not get out, right? And that's still to this day a thing, right? Anytime we're in a trade, somebody brings up some adverse information, I'm confident in what I'm looking for. But I'm also not blind to the fact that I could be wrong in my trades either, right? So I think when confidence is managed well, it's extremely important in your trading, right? Because I don't want to get out. This is a practice account trade, don't worry about this one.
Confident, but not blind.
Yeah, confident but not blind to the fact that you can't control the markets. I think it's confidence in executing your setup, win or loss.
I like that. I've seen it. It's happened to me too, where we get really overconfident. With ego, I don't know. You see it in every sport. Someone's starts to get a little bit cocky, and it backfires. They get humbled. Markets are really good at humbling people.
Yeah, it's more so confidence in the fact that you're going to try to make the right decisions for yourself, right? If I start to think I'm confident in knowing exactly where this market is going to go, just hold both of your hands out, because I'm going to give you all my money. But when I'm confident in a setup playing out, then yeah, different story.
What did was it Andre? Was it Andre in the team where they're saying like, oh, on the trading floor you don't cheerlead trades, where someone's like, yeah, this market's going up, and then everyone would be like, hey everybody, this guy said this market's going up, so we should all just go buy it. That checks your ego really quick. You're like, no, that's not what I meant, right? So markets are ego killers, and I've seen it so many times throughout my trading career. I've seen influencers, I've seen friends, I've seen so many people, they might be able to stay or hide away from it for a little bit, but it's just a matter of time until it catches up to them.
Hey, there goes gold.
There goes gold. Yeah, I was glad I cut that one.
Yep.
It's down to that level, those 58s, 59s, that original one I was looking at.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the high of this candle right here, these 59s. Looking at this range, 59 down to 46. Maybe I could have held that short.
Okay.
Oh well. This is a practice account. This was the one I was using to measure the risk, and somebody said I was insecure. Maybe I was, but didn't love that setup, so I'll take my $76.
$76. Okay, here's my last question for you, Jay, for the night. Or it's not my last one. But
guaranteed it's not your last one.
No, it's not my last one. We still have 20 minutes. 20
Guaranteed.
Minutes. So I've thought about this in just trading for the VIP team, for a lot of the VIP traders, or even for myself, traders that are struggling. What would it be, or how much discipline would it take someone to only place 5 trades a week, and if they're trading the NASDAQ, target 5 or 10 points per trade? Like,
yeah, that's some pretty. I mean, 5 points on the NASDAQ with a mini is $100. 10 points is $200. And I'm sure, myself included, there are weeks where I would have a better week doing that than trying to swing for the fences. Now you're making maybe $1,000 a week, but that's still pretty good if you could do that consistently.
That's
You know,
a
obviously
full-time job, man.
you're gonna yeah, right, full-time job. Now obviously you're gonna lose some trades, and we could do the trader math and extrapolate, but looking for 5 to 10 points in the Nasdaq it's not something that's impossible to do. The Nasdaq is going to move more than 10 points in a day. Can you find a trade? It's actually, and I've said this before, but I've only ever taken trading courses from one person, and that's what he would tell us to do when we were trading stocks. He's just like, you're not trying to catch the stock that's moving $5 for the day. You're trying to repeatedly make 50 cents out of a move. And if you want to pay yourself more, you trade more shares. And I think there's something to that, Dakota, where if I can have a high probability setup that presents 10 points to me in the Nasdaq, you know, I could take that trade and wait for that trade, take my 10 points and be done. I could do that with one lot, $200, two lots, $400.
I'm long gold, but keep going.
All right.
I bought 58s.
Okay, nice. That's the price we were looking at.
That was the level I was looking at. Those upper 50s. So I bought it. My CYA is at 56.5, and I got it with multiple contracts now. So not all in, all out. We'll see. But yeah, continue.
So
that was great.
So the chat is saying, you know, building base hits. So eventually it's not a base hit anymore, right? Because it's, hey, how can I repeat this process? It's 10 points. And Alpha Trading says 5 points, 15 minutes. I like it. What 5 points, 15 minutes? What could go wrong? So you only scale up when your account balance can facilitate it, right? I'm not taking 15. I'm not going for a week of trading for 5 points and then going, oh yeah, I could do this for 15 minutes, because then you quickly blow your account. But when your account gets to a space where it can facilitate that comfortably with the risk, then you scale up, right? Maybe you start with one, you do it for 2 months, and then you go to 2, where the trade never changes, right? The setup never changes, and it at some point it doesn't become a base hit, right? Because that PNL number is going to grow exponentially when you start to increase your size. So I don't think it's a bad idea.
No, I mean, I'll be honest, man. Sometimes I've thought about doing that. I've seen other traders do that and find a lot more success. It has a high win percentage. It gains that confidence that we're talking about, where just think back how many times, and everyone's like, oh, 5 points is easy. It might seem like it because NASDAQ moves so much and it's so volatile. But if you only traded 5 trades a week, like 1 trade a day, you wait for very, very high setups. Like, hey, this is a very, I'm almost 90% confident that NASDAQ's going to go 5 points on this trade setup.
Yep.
Place the trade, collect the 5 points, collect the 10 points, and lock out for the day.
Yeah.
And then do that again. And maybe there might be some days you don't find a trade. And so maybe some weeks you only have 4 trades. It's true. I've seen it. And I might be demonstrating that in the near future, man.
Nice.
We talked about it. And if you want to join me.
Oh, yeah. Travel and trade.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a name, but Andrew wants to know what's up with the Jazz. What do you want to hear? Some heavy metal, Andrew?
Utah Jazz are trash. Or are you talking about the music?
Talking about the music.
Utah Jazz are trash. Yeah, that doesn't mean that. Let me see if I can find. Where's the? Yeah. It's lo-fi. Lo-fi hip hop is what this is. This music has been classified as. All right, I'm flat. Yep, we didn't really get much of a bounce. I closed a couple for take profit, but
Gold is looking like a pretty good trade. Maybe down to 50s. I don't know where they want to take this, but buyer's really not a.
Yeah, these 58s were the support. I mean, you can see on the 20th we had that 2 bounces off there, 2 nice bounces off these upper 50s. But I'm good.
crude, decent pullback here. Was looking like maybe a long in crude at 66. Look at gold. Where was I short from? Not that I care. I already made the decision to get out, but damn, that was a good short.
Yeah, that was a good call. I see some traders in the chat take this short. Who in the chat short gold? So far, it's playing out well.
I'm just gonna splice the video for the internet and say that this was my P&L, my XFA.
Don't do that.
We
man.
got any
Don't
got
do
any
that.
traders
Don't
that
be
are good with
switching accounts.
got any traders that are good with Photoshop? Let me know.
You'll gain so many followings, then make so much money on affiliates. Ooh, there's a slow market. Hashtag slow markets. Let's go back to my chart. Hashtag slow markets, Top Step TV. And Cosmos, the powerful sniffer, watching on the bed. Ooh, careful with that drink. But Dog's watching us. See if there's any more slow markets. Yeah, here's another one. Snack time. What's this? Chica Pop, some type of low calorie popcorn, I think.
Yeah.
There we are. A lot of traders with Max.
Yeah, I see that. Maybe I'll get one for traveling because this laptop that I use to run everything on, this gaming laptop, it doesn't even, the bag I brought to Chicago, it doesn't even fit in that bag. This thing is like a desktop with a folding screen. So maybe I'll get a Mac to travel with. Because Top Step X, you can use it on anything, right?
Yeah. As long as you have internet or Google Chrome, you can use it on that.
Yep. Any index perspective? I mean, looking at the equities, they're kind of just slow grinding higher. Yeah, kind of just slow grind higher. I was looking for a long in the NASDAQ off of VWAP, off those 200s. If we saw how the NASDAQ got down to 200, didn't really give me a great entry and was already up 20 points from there. But this is the move I was looking for. So to the upside, maybe 22 300s. 22 300s potentially.
22,300. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at yeah, I'd be looking at 22 300s as a target in the NASDAQ here. Yeah, D-Best, I made $76.76. I don't know if I could do that again if I tried. So maybe I'll lock it up. And, but no, there's still a lot of trading to do tomorrow. Nice volume coming in here in the NASDAQ in the last couple minutes.
Hey, what's NASDAQ doing?
22,271 half is the high now.
Yeah, the 22,300 is looking juicy. I'm glad I mean, $1,000 loss, but glad I'm out.
Yeah.
We could easily see those 300s tonight.
If gold breaks 56, where are we headed? If gold breaks 56, we're headed to 51. That is not financial advice. That's just what I'm looking at. It's where this volume came in at the lows here. Why not go test that again? VWAP from that low is now acting as a resistance. It was a support for a little bit. Now it's a resistance. So looking to maybe check back into here.
Check into here. That long. Still short gold. Move your stop loss. Your target's 49.5.
Yeah, somewhere down there. If this was still a live trade, an active trade, that's what I'd be targeting. 50s.
Mandy says NQ Long got my $1,500 requesting payout. Great job, Mandy.
Let's go, Mandy. Good stuff. After 56 is 55. Duh. Is that how numbers work?
I don't know, man.
Imagine it was that easy. Wish it was. I know JD's joking in the chat, but
Market's just pushing.
yeah, was it?
Pushing.
Yeah, it is. I've been on a bad trading spree chasing a payout, unfortunately. Well, if you've recognized that, slow yourself down, right? Acknowledging it is key, first and foremost. But ask yourself, how, in your trading experience so far, how beneficial has rushing been to your process? Right? Think of all the times you've rushed trading in the past, however long you've been trading, how beneficial has it actually been?
Very rarely. Very rarely.
It sucks to have to wait, but it's better than the alternative.
Trying to get back to where you were.
Yep. And that could be years of doing that. If you have a big loss, let's say you have a $20,000 loss one day or in a month or whatever it is, and you try to chase back those losses, that could be years of trying to chase a $20,000 loss instead of just slowing down and saying, I'm going to rebuild slow, brick by brick. Ask me how I know.
We've done it. We've done it.
Ask me how
I've
I
done
know.
it.
Yep.
Everyone who's been trading for longer than a year has probably done it. Sometimes you don't have the luxury to just switch accounts and just share the only ones that you're in positive.
Yep. Like the song.
Oh, here's a good one. Ooh, I like this screenshot. Here's a hashtag slow markets. The grind doesn't stop.
It's a nice setup there.
That is a nice setup.
That is a nice setup.
Man, trading green on the screen. Green on
Like
the
that
screen.
too?
That is pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
All right, so I'll probably get tagged out of this gold trade here. Yep, out there on gold.
Yeah, gold held those 58s.
Yep.
It's that support level.
All right, crude oil. I know I was looking at buys at 66. We didn't get down there. Crude longs look decent up to 66.70.
Okay, I'm liking the gold long now. That's gonna be my trade of the night, everyone. Gold long's my trade of the night. So I'm gonna get long 5 micros. Let me make sure I'm gonna gold. I like to have dollars on the gold mark. Risk a little bit more than that. I'll risk about $1,000. Where do we like this is the question. Where do we like the gold? I like gold long for an overnight trade.
Richard Harris, whenever we have another Top Step Trader meetup, you have to come. Even if we have to fly you out there ourselves, you have to come.
I would
You have
help
to be
pay
there.
for a flight for Richard Harris.
You have to be there. Whose music is this? This is playing from Dakota's side.
Yeah, this is just a playlist.
Just a playlist.
Just a playlist. So this has got wicked out. All right, 1-to-1 is going to be right about there. I mean, I see there's a lot of resistance at these 69s. Okay, there's my play on gold. There's my play on gold. We rejected these 50s again. I am now long 7 micros here on gold. Looking for a nice bounce. We'll see if we'll get
Nice.
one. We'll do a nice 1-to-1 risk reward. Have a little bit of give it a little bit of room. And that's my trade. That is my trade. Overnight. Overnight. This is a true slow markets trade.
Oh, it's a slow markets trade? Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yep, I'm going to let this one play out.
What's the target on that?
79.5.
Nice.
I'm going to move it up just a little bit more. I think, yeah, 79.8. Remember, top step risk disclosure. Where's that at? Where's that at?
Oh, yeah.
Let me make sure we get that in there. Remember, this is not a signals class. It's not financial advice. There's our risk disclosure in the YouTube chat.
Let me, there's a question from Power of 12. Can we put brackets on Top Step X? Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do it here. If you go into your settings, you have position risk, profit brackets. So by default, any trade that I put on is going to be $800 of risk. And I can say $8 million in profit. All right.
$1 million.
And then when I put on a trade, I can sell crude oil and it puts the bracket on there. Right. So now by default, I'm going to lose $800. This is going to adjust if I trade 10 contracts. It's still going to be $800, but it adjusts by the tick. And you can see my profit target in gold is somewhere off the charts. There you go. Negative. But yeah, that's how you set brackets.
Long gold.
For micros and minis, it's going to be the same thing. So let's say you only trade micros, then just have, you know, whatever dollar wise you're comfortable with risking. I know there are traders who requested to set tick based stops. It's not in the platform yet, but if you look at the what's it called, roadmap, you can vote for some things that you want to see. So some traders want to see these based on ticks instead of dollar amounts. Upvote that if that's something that you're looking for. How do you let a stop or limit? Okay, so let's say I wanted to buy gold up here. I just go stop buy. So now I'll get tagged in long. And now this entry is going to trigger that $800 stop. Oh, how do you change from micros to minis? You just go to the different instrument. So any instruments you're using and you're looking for micros, it's going to be an M behind it. So GC is going to be MGC, and that's micros. NASDAQ is going to be MNQ. This gold trade is looking good, Dakota. Can you do that on mobile? Yeah. So if I change these settings are going to, as long as I save them. If I place a trade on mobile, it'll take the same risk settings. Buy limit and stop buy are the same thing.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Buy limit means you want to buy at that price or better. Stop buy means as soon as the market touches that price, it gets executed at a market order. So you're not guaranteed that price.
This music is helping that gold trade to go.
Yeah, the gold trade's playing out now. And we're up on time, dude.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Time goes by
You on fast markets tomorrow?
freaking fast. Yeah, I'm on fast markets tomorrow morning.
I'll be there with you. I'll be there with you.
I'll talk about this gold trade. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how this gold trade does together. Any
I like it.
any predictions, chat?
You want to chat to grade your trade again?
Grade the trade. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. Chat, grade the trade.
Latte says to the moon.
To
the moon.
It depends on the tweets tonight. There's my chart. Grade the trade.
Back to 84s.
When you see this gold trade, my slow markets. Slow markets, trade of the night.
Looking pretty good so far.
Consistent trader says C minus. Okay.
Yeah. Do we see? I should have pushed our bet out a week, double or nothing, Dakota. That $1. You got my Venmo, right? I forgot to give you $1 in the airport,
Ooh.
but you got my Venmo.
I got your Venmo.
Nice.
Let it be said, you pay your bets.
Yeah, nice. Bet Dakota that we would see all-time highs last Friday. We didn't, but looks like we're on the way now.
Oh, we got a B. Someone says B. A plus. A plus. Okay. Okay. Well, there's the trade of the night. I'm gonna do more of these slow markets. Look at higher time frames, get better trade setups, put on a trade, risk about $1,000, $1,200, do some one-to-one risk reward, and so traders can see the power of the overnight. I know Aaron trades. You've seen him in here earlier. Trades the London Open. D trades the Euro session, and there's some volatility. And yeah, I think I'm going to demonstrate this a lot more. See where it goes. Any last words, Jay?
Trade well, manage your risk. If you didn't get a trade tonight, don't try to force anything. The market has been presenting a ton of opportunity. When it sets up, take it, manage your risk, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
See everybody bright and early tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow night. Take care.